All right, everyone. So we're going to go over the trades from today. This is a red day. So got a red day recap here. Red day on Tuesday, kind of a bummer. Down 1,500, $1,536.67, which I would define as a successful red day as per yesterday's upload. If you guys didn't already watch it, make sure you watch it. What is so important is capping the downside. So keeping these red days as small as possible because it is so much easier to bounce back from a small red day. Now, you can see the three stocks I traded. My biggest loser, I'm down 1,700 on that one. In one trade tomorrow, I could easily make 1,500 or 2,000, and I've recouped today's entire red day. The fact is, today, we just didn't have really strong momentum. I was green at one point. I started, my first trade of the day was on edbl. This was an early trade, which I took a small position on. Didn't really resolve super well. Made $190 on it. It's kind of a silly little trade. But that was when it was popping up right here. So it squeezed up, it pulled back, and as it came back up right here, I took that trade on this green candle. Got a little profit, but it just rejected. So I was like, all right, that's not clean. And then my next trade was on smfl. smfl popped up at, I don't know what time it was now. Let's see, it was at about 10 past 8. So it rips up here, and I jumped on it in this candle, and I was up 1,500, but look at this reversal. I gave back profit off the top. And then coming into the open, I tried to trade it here. I took small trades here as it broke over this pivot. I took some small trades in this area. I took a trade for the break of 7, but I just wasn't able to really get in the driver's seat on it. And unfortunately, my last trade on it was this rejection right here at 7. I thought it was going to break through 715, but it rejected back down. I took a loss on that. So, SMFL, without clear news, without a clear catalyst, people are talking about it on Twitter and social media, but it just wasn't strong enough to hold up. So I'm up $29 on it. All right, that's nothing to be excited about. And Pally, interestingly, the only one with actual news today. But you know what? This one was very choppy. So here's what happened on Pally. Pally pops up, P-A-L-I, and when I'm first pulling it up, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, I don't. Sorry, by the way, my computer's been running a little slow today. So it first comes up and I'm like, I don't know, I'm not sure about it. But it ends up squeezing from 550 to 6 to 650 to 7, 750, and so I finally, this is like ridiculous. So it finally, it goes up here to 8, and then it dips down. And I'm like, I'm going to buy the dip on this. So I ended up buying the dip, and it just, I don't know what's going on in my chart. I'm just going to go here. It just ends up doing like a full retracement. So I bought the dip right here at around 785, thinking it was going to dip and then curl. And I was in too early on this. It just kept going lower. I added more because I had a starter. I added, and I had to stop out. So I lost $1,800 on that. Now, as it came back up and broke over VWAP, I did make back about 500 on it. And then just my final trade was when I got in right here for the breakthrough 750, and I stopped out down here at like 720. And I was like, you know what? All right, that's it, guys. I'm going to call it. Now, a minute later, it breaks, and part of me wanted to trade that. And I said, you know what? Just leave it. And I'm glad I left it because this is just too choppy. So successful red days are important. My P&L today, I went from 0 on the day to first up 190, then I was up 1,000, 1,500, and I was like, all right, here we go, starting to get in the zone, and then pretty much immediately was back to break even on the day after Pally. And then I was able to kind of crawl back to up 500, 600, 700. I even was back up over 1,000 for like a minute, and then I was up only 300, and then I was down 200, and then down 1,000 and 1,500. So it just sort of unraveled pretty quickly, and you can see how this is now halted down. So this would be, no doubt, an easy day to go deep red. It was an easy day for me to be red. It's a red day recap, but a successful red day. Successful in the sense that I'm still green on the week. I'm certainly still green on the month. This is a day that I can recover very quickly. I never increased my share size today. You guys know I have a cap of 5,000 shares until I break over $1,000. Even though I did break over 1,000, I was only above it for a moment, and I didn't have the time to go change my setting. And the next thing you know, I was back below it, and I was like, well, I'm not going to increase it now. So kept my share size moderate. Had I been trading today with 10, 15,000 shares, all of my losses would have been bigger. Now, you might think my profits will be bigger too, but that can be a little bit of a false belief, because the problem is, if you buy a stock, let's say you buy 2,000 shares at 8 and you sell it at 8.20, you're up $400. You took that same trade with 10,000 shares, you probably wouldn't have gotten filled the whole thing at 8. You might have gotten filled at like 8.05. And then when you go to sell at 8.20, you probably wouldn't have filled the whole thing at 8.20. Maybe you fill at 8.15. So your winners on big size are smaller, but your losers are bigger. So essentially, when you're trading with big size, you're getting a little bit of slippage on your entries and exits, and that takes profit away. So it's going to make your losers bigger. It's going to make your winners smaller. And if you're getting really big moves in the market, you can trade through that and you can still do really well. But when it starts to get colder and choppier, you're going to find that your winners are getting smaller and smaller and smaller, to the point where you're going to force yourself to size down, because trading with big size doesn't work. So today, for instance, if I had taken every trade with 10,000 shares, I'd actually probably be down more than 3,000. If I doubled my position on every trade today, I'd probably be down more than double. It would be sort of amplified. That's my guess, especially on a day like today where we didn't have really good staying power. And if I'd only traded with 2,500 shares, I'd probably be down less than 700. I might only be down 500. If I had gone even smaller, then I would have had that much less slippage, because I did have slippage even at the 5,000 share level, unfortunately, today. It was just sort of the nature of the stocks that we were trading. But if we step back and look at the big picture, overall market, leading gappers 42%. It's got news, but this one's halted down. SMFL, no news. And these ones aren't very big gaps. So right now, it's a choppy day. And look, I'm bummed about it, just in the sense that I would rather, if I could choose, have a big green day. I'd rather be at my $5,000 daily goal. But that's not going to happen every single day. You know that. I do these recaps every day so you could see, really what it's like to be a trader. There's going to be winners, there's going to be losers, and those of you guys who can be really good at losing, be a good loser, that's going to go a long ways in your success, because you've got to be able to take these days in stride, lock it up, walk away, and not overstay your welcome. So look, tomorrow, as always, I'll be back at it. My hope for tomorrow is that we have a better scan, better stocks on the scan, but we don't want to forget that tomorrow is not completely isolated from today. Tomorrow, people will still be thinking about what happened today. And those of you maybe who went deep red today might be trading a little differently tomorrow, right? People who barely escaped loss will be a little more conservative tomorrow. So even if we see something that has great news, it may not respond as well as during a market cycle when the momentum is really strong. When the momentum is really strong, people start getting more and more aggressive. They start feeling really confident, and that can create this positive feedback loop where the moves get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until we have a shift in momentum. So right now we're kind of on the backside of the last wave. The momentum's kind of, easing off, but I'm still trying to keep my head above water. If I can't be green every single day, can I at least try to finish the week green? Can I be consistent, like one level higher? It's very easy as traders to get so fixated, like tunnel vision on today has to be green. But no single day should have the power to make or break your year, your career, or your month. So individual days don't matter at all. What matters is long-term, are you consistent? If you're running a marathon, it's not the individual steps. It's not the individual, quarter of a mile. It's the totality of the race. Can you pace yourself? Can you maintain discipline? Can you grind it out? Can you keep your head on your shoulders? Can you stay focused? And if you can, you'll come out on top. You cannot, it's not worth riding the emotional roller coaster of getting so frustrated on red days that you're going to break your computer in half, and then so elated on a green day that you're going to go out and, buy champagne and celebrate and just go crazy. Don't ride that roller coaster. I don't do anything special on a day where I double my daily goal, and I try not to beat myself up on days where I'm red. Now, that's if I can fully embrace having successful red days. If I overstay my welcome, if I really break all of my rules, then that's different. Today is not going to go down as a day where I gave into emotional hijack. It doesn't even really feel like a day where my emotions are particularly high. Was I up 1,500 and I'm down 1,500 now? Yeah. Is there a little emotion there? Certainly. But to be honest, an hour from now, it's going to be like water under the bridge. That's the place you want to get to in your own trading. Now, it's taken me a long time to get to where I'm at. This state of mind that I'm in right now is a temporary state of mind, because 6 weeks from now, a month from now, I could, for a set of different reasons, maybe, having a bad day or have had a couple big losses, I could get very frustrated, very emotionally activated, and have a very different reaction to being down 1,500. So you have to be constantly exercising this muscle of being mindful of the way you're acting, the way you're behaving, the way you're feeling, mindful of the state of the market, how your strategy is performing, and, kind of in touch with the big picture. How important is today? And today, for what it's worth, pretty much, it was pretty early on that I realized today had really no chance of being a big green day. Now, if it doesn't have any chance of being a big green day, every day kind of carries the risk of being a big red day, if you're going to be honest, because if you mismanage risk, it could happen. So once I knew the big green day potential was gone, then again, it was like, okay, today's not the day to size up. Today's not the day to be more aggressive. Right now, I just got to try to avoid disaster and, finish the day in one piece. And more or less I have. Again, would have been nice if I'd stopped maybe when I went back to break even for a second time, but I set my loss today at minus 1,000. And I said, if I go down more than 1,000, I'm going to walk away. And I went down more than 1,000 and I'm walking away. And I'm going to follow what I said. That's discipline. I'm trying to lead by example. Now, by the way, for those of you guys who are not already members at Warrior Trading, I don't know if you know this, but it is actually our anniversary. It was in 2014, 10 years ago, that I opened the doors of Warrior Trading. I had opened in 2012 for maybe like a month, and then I closed. I was like, I don't know. But anyways, so I opened it back up in 2014 as a chat room. And in 2014 is when I taught the first version of the Warrior Starter and the Warrior Pro curriculum, which are now our flagship courses. And then 2015, I wrote the first version of my book, How to Day Trade. This newest version is actually completely different than the first version. Similar title, but in any case. So we like to do a little celebration around the time of our anniversary. And so we've got a special sale going on right now. So I encourage you to come and check it out. We've got the monthly subscription on Day Trade Dash, $197 a month. This gives you access to my scanners, my charts, my news feed, but it does not include my live audio video broadcast. It's just the tools, which a lot of people like, and they're great. We've set this up really nicely for trading. We've got ultra low latency stream servers for streaming, but also for the charts. The charts are very, very quick. We filter out ADFN orders, so your charts are clean. You're not going to have those big candle wicks that a lot of other providers have because they leave the ADFN orders in. We've got the 10-second charts here. So anyways, you could do Day Trade Dash, or you could do either the Warrior Starter or the Warrior Pro bundle. The 30-day bundle for the starter includes my Day Trading the Basics course. It's a 15-chapter course, about 18 hours of content. And that's going to walk you through the foundation, the fundamentals of trading, and the strategy that I trade every single day. This 30 days will also include access to all of our tools for 30 days. The 90-day bundle includes access to all of our tools for 90 days, including my broadcast. You have to be a member of the curriculum, the educational courses, to have access to my broadcast. So my broadcast really is sort of like classroom in session every single day, where you guys are listening over my shoulder, watching over my shoulder, and you're getting that sort of first base coach walking you through examples of everything we talk about in the classes. The reason I don't give people access to my stream who are not in the classes is because invariably you're not going to be equipped to make the most of the broadcast, because you're not going to understand the things I'm talking about because you haven't gone through the curriculum. All right. So anyways, check it out if you'd like. Day Trade Dash, Warrior Starter, Warrior Pro. These are all special discount prices that we're offering right now for our anniversary sale. All right, so and I hope those of you guys who have enjoyed this recap hit that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I'll remind you, as always, my results aren't typical, although today is a red day. This has been a terrific month here, and I'm feeling really good about my dedication to be more disciplined. And something I said at the beginning of the month was that I would be testing a couple of strategies this month for trying to be a more disciplined trader. And I've talked about these quite a bit with my Warrior Pro members, but I've been in a nice routine here, trying to be very focused, and the results, it seems to be paying off. So I'm going to stick with that. And those of you guys who are tuned in every day will be able to continue to benefit from that. Okay, so thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you back at it first thing tomorrow morning.